Yes, it does. Alright, Hell in a Cell is October 26th. And before we start on the actual card, because I think there's only just one match, but there's potential matches that could happen. But as you know, that WWE is working with Susan G. Komen for breast cancer awareness. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. And the reason I have this is again is a little. This one is actually turning into a cancer angel because of the horrible storms we had last Thursday. If you've seen the news and stuff the past few weeks, and it's not just Ebola here. No, it's not just Ebola because that guy is probably a half an hour away. Like that was like what 30, 40 minutes away. So we're in the clear for now. But you know that thing could spread pretty quick because there's about from what I hear, there's like 49, 50, maybe over 50 people that are infected by this fucker. Personally, I don't wish death on anyone, but if he were to die in our hospital, that's one less person to worry about. That's the main cause of this Ebola virus. The main cause of this, it's the first one, I believe, maybe since the 70s or 80s, probably when the whole AIDS thing came out, and we got a weird. As long as we get a We Are the World song out of it, I think I'll be fine with it. I think there's enough compensation for it to do a We Are the World song about Ebola. Why the fuck not? We did one for Haiti. Why not? And that was earthquakes. Why not do We Are the World for everything? We Are the World for every fucking event in the world. That'd be amazing. Just how they're dressed and shit. But enough about my little rant here. But like I'm saying, for the breast cancer, you know, for me personally, my grandmother is a breast cancer survivor, and unfortunately, my grandfather, one of my grandfathers, passed away to this stage 6 cancer. I don't know if it was in the chest or the breast or liver or lung. It's been a couple of years since he passed away. And every October, I feel, you know, a little more humble, a little more grounded, if you will. And you know, it's beyond words how I feel about it. But you know, much like September was for like a child cancer. I guess the one that Connor, if those who remember Connor the Crusher, the Make-A-Wish kid. That had Daniel Bryan, and I think he was there at WrestleMania. You know, they had a great package for little Connor, and God bless him. And I know he's up there smiling. He's doing his little yes thing. He loves Daniel Bryan, and you know, but you know, he passed away long before September, and that was I think kid cancer or something. Hell, maybe with this fucking like interro virus, whatever the fuck it is. But of course, November is Movember. For mustache, beard, whatever, for men's health, or prostate cancer, get the prostate check or whatever. Probably not the best thing to talk about in the video, but you know, the point is, cancer should not just have a month for it. It should be a yearly thing, a yearly cancer awareness every year, just to raise money for our Susan G. Komen or a great thing like this for a great cause. And you know, it could be better. You know, barely enough. Few years we'll have an Ebola awareness month. This fucker gets bad. There's one in, I believe there's one in South Beach or something, so they don't really know if he has Ebola. But enough about fucking Ebola, because to be honest, CM Punk chants are like Ebola chants at this point, so it doesn't matter. Either way, if you're chanting for CM Punk, you're chanting for Ebola. But let's go to the matches here. But like I said, it's a great cause. It's the third year doing Susan G. Komen. Before we just bury Ebola even more, because there could be an Ebola awareness month at this point. Like we usually do, there's, you know, WWE has their little their matches here, the little videos of like the best Hell in a Cell matches back in the day, which would hopefully include the Foley toss for the Undertaker and King of the Ring. That was the defining moment of Hell in a Cell, in my opinion. Of course, Kane's debut in the first ever Hell in a Cell, and many other moments compared to now that aren't as PG. So viewers' discretion is advised with the little Jimmies and little Jennies out there. And you have your little photos, get your tickets, and which it's in Dallas right now, so who knows? You might see me there. And of course, the network order now for $9.99. But also, there's a little fun thing here. I don't know if it's an ad or something, but you know, Party City. It's party time all the time with Adam Rose, the Bunny, and I don't know who the fuck this is. Some Rosebud with an afro and like fucking aviators and like a gentleman's mustache, like a handlebar, and of course it's some random bitch being a Rosebud. But Party City, you can shop now for all your favorite superstar and diva costumes, including Ebola, otherwise known as CM Punk. But let's go back to the matches here. As I believe there's only one match actually there. It should just say match and not matches, but you know, because eventually it won't be a one-match card. Because I know this because the idiots were dumb enough to, because this is in Dallas, they advertise, you know, the shows, the live events, things like that. You know, they do that for every area for pay-per-view. So they spoiled that Dean Ambrose and John Cena would face each other, and the winner would face Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell match, and the loser would face Randy Orton in a Hell in a Cell, which they did not announce. They did not announce that the loser would face Orton. That's probably going to be next week or on SmackDown or something, because they've already said, oh, we have an idea. The loser will face Randy Orton in a Hell in a Cell. So you're guaranteed at least 2 cell matches. But the only match right now, and this wouldn't be a main event. This wouldn't be a main event because then you have the winner facing Seth Rollins, but it is the battle of the hot dog stand from last night on Raw. The battle for who will get to fucking beat up Seth Rollins, who will get to rape Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell, at Hell in a Cell. The winner of this match will get to that opportunity. I do not know, however, if the Money in the Bank briefcase is on the line. Is the briefcase on the line for this match? Only time will tell. But the only match is John Cena versus Dean Ambrose, and I don't know if this match is in the cell. You know, it confuses me because you know they have the cage, the cell background for every match. I'm assuming. I mean, there's only one match, so there's obviously just one background here, so I can't really judge and see because it says Hell in a Cell on it. That's the name of the pay-per-view. Obviously, it's the name of the pay-per-view, but you know, the cell in the background. I always thought back in the day, I think in 2009, when they had Mickie James versus Alicia Fox for the Divas title, I thought, would that be in the cell? And back then, a cell match for Divas would be amazing, because you had great talent like a Mickie James, like Beth Phoenix, like a Natalya, or Natalya was starting to go up. I mean, you had Lay Cool, you had... Hell, you know what would have been great? If back in the day when they had Lita and Victoria in a cage match, how would you top that? Put them in a cell at the next pay-per-view. You know, they had a cage match, why not put them in the cell? That would have been a great feud, and honestly, I personally feel that if they were to have a Divas cell match, it would obviously be Paige and AJ Lee to finish that feud off, because they're at this point, they're just trading the title back and forth. So, I have no problem with, because the title is actually held by a wrestler, and not a pretty bimbo with Botox and breast implants and whatever. I mean, granted, Nikki could have won the title at last pay-per-view at Night of Champions, but you know, it wouldn't have made sense because then you would have had the Bellas fight for the title in a cell. I wouldn't mind having the Bellas in a cell. I would actually enjoy it because you know, we actually have Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. Brie Bella actually learning how to wrestle from her man Daniel Bryan would probably run laps around Nikki, but Nikki has improved amazingly. Believe it or not, with John Cena as her man, she has somehow improved better than John Cena in the ring. She is somehow better than the face of the WWE, John Cena, in wrestling-wise. So that says something, that your woman is better than you. But we have a match. You know, you have a match of the best in the world. I'm not talking about CM Punk. I'm talking about the true best in the world, AJ Lee, and the true best in the world, Paige. We also had the battle of 3 of the 4 best in the world in Emma, Paige, and AJ Lee, and Alicia Fox is doing... Hell, her character has been amazing the past few months. I mean, God, I'm fucking appraising Alicia Fox instead of her being a jobber all these years. It's actually something now. But back to the match at hand. We have John Cena and Dean Ambrose in a match to who will fuck not Dean Ambrose, will not fuck himself in the ass, but Dean Ambrose, John Cena will face to be able to fuck Seth Rollins in the cell. So, what will happen here is very interesting. Because, honestly, the loser obviously will face Randy Orton in a cell match as well. So, again, we're guaranteed at least 2, 3 if you're counting a Divas match, if they have the balls to put the Divas in the cell. But, what we have here, this can go either way. Personally, if I was to make this feud, since Brock Lesnar is not going to be... I mean, by the way, I think this is the first pay-per-view where Brock Lesnar, the WWE Champion, the WWE Champion in general, will not appear. The last match, I believe, where a world title was on the line on a Raw or a SmackDown, was, I believe, Chris Jericho and Batista in a cage for the world title. There might have been a couple years between, if you're not counting the CM Punk John Cena match at Raw 1000. That's probably the Raw 1000 probably the latest title match on Raw. But you know, you don't see the title, a world title on a Raw or SmackDown like you used to. Back in the day, you got to see a world title defended on a Superstars, or back when Superstar was not a web thing, but back in the day when Superstar was one of the main shows along Wrestling Classic, or Wrestling Challenge, or something like that, or Saturday Night's Main Event. That was common in Saturday Night's Main Event. Even on Raw and SmackDown in the Ruthless Aggression era, we saw people like Benoit and Triple H and Shawn Michaels and a lot of other people. JBL on SmackDown was the longest reigning WWE champion on SmackDown, and we saw that title almost every once in a while defended, but mostly on pay-per-view. The title is mostly defended on pay-per-view because then you have to pay to see the title change. If you want to see Brock Lesnar lose the belt to Seth Rollins, he cashed in. He could have cashed in at Night of Champions. Basically, for those that don't know, Brock Lesnar won via disqualification, which meant John Cena has fucking used his rematch clause, which means they have to put him somewhere. They're obviously not going to start from the bottom because he's John Cena. He's the almighty Super Cenas. They're obviously not going to put him in Intercontinental title per se. Speaking of that, Intercontinental Champion is currently the country of Canada because United Airlines lost the title. United Airlines gained the title because Dolph Ziggler was dumb enough to put his Intercontinental title not in a carry-on. Why the fuck would you not put it on carry-on? A lot of champions do that. I mean, because the security people say, what the fuck is this? It's a belt. And they'll pose with it. You're the champion, you're the WWE superstar, you hold the belt, your security, and you let them go through. It's how it usually has gone for years. But, now, a lot of people, wrestlers will lose gear, belts, a lot of things during a lot of travel over the years. And now, recently, an Intercontinental Championship made by the WWE, probably made by Reggie Parks or Jamar or whoever a great big belt maker is. I don't remember who exactly made this one, since it's the new logo, as someone would say. But with the new logo and the belt and everything, Intercontinental Champion is currently Canada. So the state of Canada now has the Intercontinental Championship, as far as I know. It used to be Dolph Ziggler apparently had the belt, but it was a replica, so he's not currently the champion, especially. But apparently he can defend the title tonight on Main Event. So the champion, who is Canada, who used to be United Airlines, lost the belt to Dolph Ziggler, who lost the belt to Canada, for those who are keeping score. Now, Canada, tonight, could do the upset of the century and beat Bo Dallas at Main Event. Or Bo Dallas could be the unofficial Intercontinental Champion, and at Hell in a Cell we have a unification match between Canada and Bo Dallas. Now, with that saying, would they move the event to Canada? No, you just get a ring, put Bo Dallas in fucking Canada, and a Mountie. The Mountie will come out after a long retirement. The Mountie will come out and defend the honor of Canada and become the Intercontinental Champion again and hold it for over a day, like he did in the Royal Rumble before he lost it to Roddy Piper. But still, Canada is the Intercontinental Champion. But back to what we're saying in this match. Obviously, I don't give a fuck about this match, as you can tell. I don't give a fuck. But I was booking this, and if there's two ways I can book it. If Super Cena will not let Dean go over, why not let him have Seth Rollins face him for the briefcase, let him cash in and lose yet again to Brock Lesnar? It makes sense. Or you do the right thing. You do the Shield feud. You put Dean Ambrose in the cell with Seth Rollins where no one can get him. Roman Reigns is still injured as far as I know, so Roman Reigns can't run in or something, unless he's healed faster than we know. But we have a great moment here. Either way, one of these men will go to hell. And I don't care if it's both of them have a three-way, I don't give a fuck. Because either way it'll be a great match. And honestly, that's all that matters. Hell in a Cell is October 26th, and I need to fucking get a beer, because I am just fucking wasted for that shit.